So let's get started. There were three things that we learned. Wait, let's just see the app. Where were we? So it is incrementing the counter now, decrementing and reset. Reset, it works, right? So we learned three things in the previous video. The first one is state. What is state? State is something where we keep the data that will get updated. So if there is any data in the app that is supposed to get updated at some point in time, anytime, right, that data will be inside the state. What state does is state gives us an immutable data, that is we are not supposed to mutate it. Let the state do the job for us, and because of this immutability we have something called as renders and re-renders. What happens is this data goes in the state, right? Now this set state function or set whatever function inside the state creates a new version of that particular data, and it passes the updated data to the app, right? And then this app knows that this data is updated, and then it re-renders itself, right, with the updated set of data. Cool. Now we have to understand what is component based system, and somewhere along the lines we'll understand what is a virtual DOM. Okay, so let's come here. Why is React, what's React famous for? A component based system and reusability. But what does that even mean, right? Let's just see. Let's first make this code a single line thing. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So as we can see here, we have called the button element 3 times, and we have written this this thing thrice, right? Let's just add some styling here. Okay, let's just add some styling to demonstrate what I'm trying to say. Let's give it a margin of, I don't know, 20 pixels. By the way, let's just write this. I mean, you don't need to follow along right now. I'm just we'll add some styles afterwards. I'm just giving you some example as to what's going on here. Let's see if we have the margin here. Yeah, we do have the margin. Okay, we do have the margin of 20 pixels, but as we can see now, if I have to add this same style, don't follow along, don't write this code, just wait. Okay, add this style here, and we have to add this style here to make sure all the buttons work the same, right? Yeah, what's happening is, in order to give this style to each and every button, I had to write this thrice. Okay, what if I have to give the style, I mean change the style to what, 30 pixels margin, right? So I'll have to do this thrice. Not an ideal condition, right? If I forget to, let's say, if I forget it and just do 0 pixels here, right, you see the margin just went away from this button. Here's the margin for this button, and there's no margin for this button, and here's the margin for this button. So essentially what I'm trying to say is, this is not the correct way to write stuff, right? So how do we write stuff, right? I mean, I don't want to write the styles for the same button again and again and again, right? So what do? We use something called as a component at this point, right? What's a component? Okay, let's come here. So anything that is visible here, anything that is visible here is a component, right? So for example, this h1, it's a component. This h2 is a component. This button is a component. This button is a component. This button is also a component, right? So essentially what React says is that I can have a reusable component. That means I can write it once and use it at a lot of places, right? So how do we do that? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's go inside the source folder and we'll follow something. I'll tell you something, you code along with me, and then we'll see how it works. Okay, let's create a new file here. Now let's name the file as button, and button with a capital B. Okay, button.js. okay, so button with a capital B.js. And what was the boilerplate? Do you remember the boilerplate for React? It was import React from React. By the way, remember this always. Whenever I say boilerplate, it means import React from React const button, which is the name of the file, equals to this arrow bracket, and let's return a p tag saying, let's say, button. Okay, and let's do exploit. Okay, export default button, right? So always remember this boilerplate, and let's go to the app.js and let's import this button component, this button file, as we imported this app file here. Okay, let's see how this works. We'll leave a line here, import button from /. Inside this folder we have a button file, and do we need to give it a JS extension? No, because JS is always recognized, right? Let's say, and let's add this button tag somewhere here as we added the app tag, and let's make it self-closing, right? Let's see what's happening here. With my, yeah, we see a paragraph called as button, which is this. Okay, let's do ASD. Cool. So here's one thing: any function that returns HTML, or not exactly HTML, any function that returns JSX is a component, right? So this h1, as I told you, was a component, right? This, if converted into a function which returns an h1, and inside that we have this click counter, then that becomes a component here. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is I can create a new file, capital h1.js, and create an h1 component as well, right? But we won't do that, right? I don't care about that right now. So essentially we can also do this. Let's just do a button here, and let's do ASD. Let's try what happens. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we have, and then remember the prop on click. Let's just write an on click here and do a console log and see what happens. Okay, console.log, whatever. Let's go to the console and let's click here. Okay, it's working, right? It is working. If I also give it a style of, let's say, margin of 30 pixels, yep, it's working, right? So essentially we have created a component, but it's still not reusable at all, right? Because I have to write the style again, I have to write the on click for this, I have to give it some name, but whereas we have to give it a what, plus, minus, or reset, right? So this component is not reusable for us right now. Okay, let's see what can be done. If we go to the React.js documentation and let's see what a prop is. React.js props, components and props. Now let's read this definition. Component lets you split the UI into independent reusable pieces and think about each piece in isolation. Okay, so this button is now an independent piece, okay, right? And I can think about this button in isolation. Okay, this page provides an introduction to the idea, whatever. Okay, conceptually components are like JavaScript functions. Okay, so this JavaScript function is a component for us, and they accept arbitrary inputs and return React elements describing what should appear on the screen, and these inputs are called as props. So what it's trying to say is, so it accepts something called as props here, and those props can be used to give me the desired functionality here. So what if let's just console log props here. Let's see what a prop is. Okay, props, props and props. Okay, let's see, are we passing any prop right now? Okay, it is getting an empty object. Okay, right, let's refresh. So this props is getting an empty object. Okay, now what React.js is trying to say me that I can pass these props as I'm passing them here. I can also pass these props here in this component. So what if we do what if we pass something called as a text input as plus. Okay, essentially something like if we have a function 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 ASD, and this function does something, and this ASD has some values, let's say sorry, what do we call this, key value or something like that. This function has some attributes, right? So essentially what React is saying us that we can pass things like those here. Okay, so let's see what happens when we do this. Let's refresh. Okay, so we got something like called as a text inside here, and that is plus. Okay, and so we can see there is okay, what if we do props.text now? Let's refresh. It's compiling, and props.text is plus. Okay, cool. So now we can see that props.text gives us what we want, right? And in order to make sure that props.text appears here, what we can do is, how do we add JavaScript variables inside a JSX element? We do curly brackets, then props.text. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I am getting that, and this is exactly the button, because the console log says this. Okay, what if I do this? This is the plus. Yeah, okay, this is getting re-rendered. Let it be. Yeah, minus is doing minus, then reset is doing reset, then plus is doing plus, and if we click on this, I'm getting a console log of ASDD whatever, right? So let's change everything here, right? Let's write a new buttons, button button text equals to minus, right? Self closing. Then again let's do a button text equals to reset. Mind you, any component should have a capital start. Okay, remember this always. And we can just get rid of these buttons for now. Okay, we will add the functionality, right? Let's go here and let's see. We have 3 buttons. Do we have a margin on these buttons? Right, we have a margin of 30. Okay, yeah, we have a margin of 30 pixels here, and we can see a margin of 30 pixels. Now if we want to give the margin of 20, let's just do margin of 20, and we can see, so each button now has a margin of 20. Essentially what I'm trying to say is that we made this button reusable, and now plus gives me the same thing, minus gives me the same thing, reset gives me the same thing. So we have to think about how do we work with this on click now. Okay, so let's take a small break and we'll be back, and then we'll start with some styling as well. Okay, I'll tell you what exactly is happening here, but let's take a small break.